Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of After Class, and this time we're going to focus on Anders. Let's go ahead and jump into a new game, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. Henry. Would you like to skip the prologue and head to the root selection screen? Yes. Let's go with Anders. Alrighty, Anders Dixon. What do we got? Summary, work in progress, gallery locked. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Anders was the least person you thought of, but he was here all the same. He was quiet and stern, you figured, but that's part of his charm, and the mystery was half the fun. It made you wonder that you once got through his mysteries, what kind of things would he share with you? So many things you didn't know about, and it made you yearn for more, especially his package. You got a glimpse of his bulge yesterday morning, and it was huge. But you couldn't make out the image of the real thing for now. Wow, Anders. At first you were feeling guilty for having such thoughts about him, but the pleasure outweighed the guilt. Without realizing you'd been thrusting your hips and picking up the pace, yearning for a sweet release. A few strokes later, yeah, not gonna say that. Okay. Without that pleasure to outweigh your guilt now. I can't believe I just jerked off thinking about a guy I just met. How shameless. And now I have to clean the wall before I leave. But, whew, that was good. After cleaning the mess you made onto the wall and feeling satisfied with the shower, you turned off the water and stepped left foot first out of the tub. You dried yourself with a towel before walking back to your room. I always forget to bring a new pair of clothes with me. I shouldn't make this a habit of mine. But then again, I live alone now, so that shouldn't be a problem. You grabbed a set of clothes and started dressing yourself. And I'm done. Let's get out of my room. I have a lot of time before I'm leaving for school. What should I do? Jerk off in the shower again. I think I did whatever I wanted or needed to do. I guess I'll head to the campus now. You grabbed your backpack and headed out of the house. After making sure that the door was locked, you turned your back and took a deep breath, ready for a new day. The weather was nice for the moment. It was neither too cold nor too hot. I can get used to this weather easily. Let's hope it doesn't change later in the day. As you walked through the alley, you saw someone leaning his body against the old building. He seemed distracted and not really doing so well. Isn't that... what was his name again? Lars? I wonder what he's up to. Leave him be. Sorry, big kitty. I don't think I should talk to him. I might be late to school, too. You walked past the building and continued heading there, leaving Lars alone. You finally reached the campus, and you stood next to the gate because you weren't sure what to do. And much to your surprise, you arrived quite early. The school was quite peaceful when it wasn't crowded, though it felt a little bit empty. You had nothing to do in here, so you just headed to the class immediately. As you walked past the door, you saw Mr. Parker sitting in his chair, checking some kind of document scattered across his desk. He smiled as soon as he noticed you, so you smiled back. It was kind of saying hello, but with a smile instead. Oh, wait 1 second. That is okay. That is Lars, I believe. Oh, yeah, Lars, Mark, Gil. Okay, so we actually have Mr. Parker to do, too. Anders, you idiot, not Abnders. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Oh, that edible I took is kicking in. Hey, Walter. Glad to see you're here on time. Oh, God, I named him Walter. Thought it was Henry. Anyway. Come on, Mr. Parker. It didn't count as late if I went in before you. Clever, but the fact that I knew you were late, I could just write it in your attendance book. He laughed so hard to the point it almost felt like a roar. It had everyone startled, and they stopped doing whatever they were doing to see what happened. Mr. Parker's face was getting red as he realized it. Sorry about that, class. Mr. Graham was telling a really funny joke. Isn't that right? Isn't that true, Walter? He gently stepped on your shoes, possibly telling you to play along. You nodded, and it seemed like everyone bought it. Or they just didn't care. Everything was back to normal, at least for now. Geez, Mr. Parker, that wasn't funny. Don't mind me. And don't worry, I won't do that. It was just a joke. Whew, okay. Well, how are you? I'm doing good. How about you, Mr. Parker? It's not bad. Yeah, it could have been great if I was in bed right now. I can totally understand that. Walter, class is starting soon. Please go to your seat. Okay, Mr. Parker. You had enough time to sit down, get your textbook and notes out, as well as browsing a few pages on the internet before Mr. Parker started the lecture. Today's subject was about prose, and heck, it was boring. You almost fell asleep regardless of how great-looking your professor was. You could stare at him all day, but not while listening to this lecture. As you fidgeted around out of boredom, you noticed that Mark wasn't here. Huh, that's weird. Where is he? You leaned on your seat and asked the student behind you. Hey, Abby, isn't it? Do you have any idea where Mark is? I don't know. I haven't seen him today. Huh, okay then, thanks. No problem. Since there was nothing to do, you listened to the lecture. That's it for today. Don't forget to read page 17 about prose types. We'll have a quiz next week, so be prepared. Class dismissed. You managed to stay awake the whole session. With how boring the class was, that was an achievement. Man, the lecture really dragged on. I think I should go outside and get some fresh air. Okay, now I'm outside. Where should I go? First, you're going to save. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Maybe I should grab something to eat before going home. I wonder what's going to be in the menu today. What are they cooking? Seriously, this place always smells so heavenly. Or am I just hungry? Either way, this place does smell good. I know that as a fact because our high school canteen didn't smell as good. The cafeteria was packed with people because it was the start of the new term. Most people didn't have anything better to do just yet. It was also lunchtime. Despite the crowd, you could notice one person right away. Anders was sitting in one of many seats, just like any other students, but the one thing that stood out to you was that no one would sit on the same table as him. If you thought it was because of his intimidating large frame, scratch that. This school had its share of beefcakes, and people were swarming them just the same. I'll never know what makes them avoid Anders. Unless... I'll just get something to eat first. You walked toward the counter to see what they were serving today. They had cheesecakes served today, and they surprisingly caught your eye. These cheesecakes look good. I'm gonna get some. I had a piece of like a chocolate cream cake this morning. It was really good. Unable to resist the temptation, you grabbed several slices and started to put them in your tray. You didn't even like cheesecake that much. I guess I'm gonna sit next to Anders today since nobody wants to sit near him. You approached Anders, who was eating a mountain of food, just like yesterday. Hey Anders, mind if I sit here? He looked up and nodded his head briefly before taking another bite of his lunch. Thanks, Anders. Are you sure you want to sit here? He looked around. They were indeed staring at you. What's wrong with these people lately? I really don't like this much attention on me, but I also feel bad if I just leave. They're going to avoid you if you keep this up. And it's not like I know them anyway. To your surprise, you didn't know you could say something like that until now. Well, maybe you did say something similar, but it's the first time you realized that. That aside, you put your food on the table while sitting down. He shrugged, then continued eating his meal. So, Anders. How long have you been studying here? He swallowed his food and looked directly at you. A year, more or less. I see. So this is your second year? Yeah. Since there was nothing to keep the conversation going, you continued eating your cheesecake. This is awkward. The silence eventually made you feel uneasy. You decided to say something. I'm new to this place, but I guess I didn't need to tell you that again. He nodded and took a bite of his meal. Oh man, why is it so difficult to say something when you really need to? Thank you. Eh? What is it? He seemed uncomfortable. You tried to make it obvious that you noticed him fidgeting. Thank you for sitting with me again. Oh, that. It's no problem. You're new to this town, yeah? I've never seen you around here. Oh, yeah, I moved here recently. I see. And the conversation dried up once again. You looked around to find something interesting to talk about. Your eyes stopped on something in front of him, a sketchbook. You knew it was his, but you asked him for the sake of keeping the conversation alive anyway. Is that yours? Sorry. The sketchbook, is that yours? Yeah. Ah, cool. Then are you an artist? I wouldn't say that. Why's that? It's more like a hobby of mine. Oh, Well, it doesn't make any difference to me, so can I see one of your drawings? And thank you for asking. No. Oh, okay. That was fast. Not because you can't, I'm just... He let out a sigh, quite a heavy one. It's because my drawings look bad. Ah, well, I don't know a single thing about drawing, so I'm sure it won't be that bad. Sorry, just not comfortable sharing it with anyone just yet. Alrighty, I'll stop bothering you about it. Show me when you're comfortable enough. Why do you want to see? I think it's cool, and like I said, I don't know a single thing about drawing, so... Alright. Failing to get Anders to show his drawings, he looked down and mumbled. Bummer, I want to see his drawing. Actually, here, it's a new sketchbook. So I only have one sketch in it. Don't expect too much, though. Oh, yes, if you don't mind. He hesitantly handed you a sketchbook while you grabbed it eagerly. Once you opened the first few pages, you were surprised that most of them were just scribbles. But those scribbles actually made sense. They made a figure that looked like people and faces and everything. Couldn't say the same if you were the one making those scribbles, though. Oh wow, that's really good. One sketch in particular made a striking impression to you. You had to stop flipping through the pages to admire the drawing. Whoa, this is amazing! Hey, Anders. This is amazing. You think so? Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is really good. If this is bad, I can't imagine how good it's gonna be. It's not good. It is, just trust me. I see, thank you. Who is this guy? Is he a game character or something else? Or something else? Oh, he's one of the characters in a story that my friend wrote. Oh, would you mind telling me about it? Sure, I don't mind. He's writing a story and he let me read the story ideas and stuff. I was bored, so I just doodled based on the character's traits. And he's a great guy, too. He's been helping me a lot, so I thought I'd draw this character for him. I see. What's his name? The character, I mean. His name's Jasper. Ah, Jasper. Okay. I feel like I just saw someone that looked like him this morning. It's not important. I have a question. Why does he dress interestingly? Like, there's a chain on his collar thingy. Seriously, dressing interestingly. It's the only word I can think of, I'm sorry. Anyway, Jasper's actually a king, but he and his family end up getting ambushed during a transition between a farewell speech for the people of Intui and the start of the diplomatic journey across the continent. The reason he dressed like that is because they put him in bondage. Bondage? Interesting. Don't tell me you don't know what bondage is. I know what it is, kinda. You sure you know? Bondage? What is that? Is it edible? Yeah, it's some kind of fabric to cover wounds, right? That's bandage. You could see that he was trembling and one of the corners of his lips was twitching. He was trying to hold his laughter. He took a deep breath and went back to eating his food. He closed his sketchbook and you could see that his face was getting a little bit red. I showed you this because you sat here with me, that's all. Oh, thank you then. That was unexpected. I guess he's opened up a bit. He gave him back his sketchbook and put it inside his bag quickly. He ate the last bite of his food and put the plate aside. I have to go now, Walter. Enjoy your meal. Thanks again for sitting here. It was nice. He rushed to the entrance before you had a chance to say anything. Huh, you're welcome. He didn't have to say thank you so many times. And he's gone. Well, he's nicer and more talkative than I thought, and he tried to force a smile before running off, so that's good, I think. Why are they avoiding him, I wonder? You can only sit there wondering and confused about what happened to him. While you were contemplating about various scenarios that you had no means of proving that it actually happened, you didn't realize that two familiar characters snuck up behind you. It was already too late when you realized they appeared on your sight. Hey, Walter. Coach Gill, Mr. Parker. Would you mind if we sit here? Ah, not at all. Feel free. Awesome. They eat together? That's something I never expected. Mr. Parker didn't strike me as someone who would hang out with Coach Gill. Now I learned not to jump into any conclusions. Are you having lunch all by yourself, Walter? No, actually, I was with Anders earlier. Anders? The student we told you about when you first arrived here. Ah, right. That Anders. Huh? What about Anders? Oh, nothing important. We just talked about him yesterday. I've heard a lot of stuff about him, too. What do you mean, too? There's another student that his teachers talk a lot about other than Anders. I didn't know you were the type to gossip, Coach. Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silver, and thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Not Safe for Work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.